Hello, Leslie here from Message in a Fold, and today I want to show you this cute little box. Split Coast Stampers has one for a small box like this pink one. And this one would be good for some little candies or some little thing. Well, I wanted to have a box that would fit my 3x3 note cards with the envelopes, because I want to give those, I want to give a set of them to the people that have been, oops, here's the front, to the people that have been working with me with my breast cancer at the medical center. The people that have taken my blood, that have given me drugs, the scans, and the drilled my bone, my femur to see if there was cancer, gagged me to see if I had cancer in my stomach, all of the nurses that attended me during these different times, plus the people, the doctors and the nurses that are taking breast biopsies, and the woman who's giving me my chemo drugs, and the 2 doctors that are working with me during this. I've got a lot of people to thank. So I want, anyway, okay, the Split Coast Stampers doesn't tell you that there is a website by the Crafty Owl. Yes, the craftyowl.co.uk, and they have a thing called Box Buster. This can be a booger trying to figure out. I made 17 attempts at trying to find the right size. So it will give you, you can use the metric or the standard measurements. Okay, when you go to the standard, to the inches, then you cannot leave these blank. Like I wanted a 1/2 inch for the box bottom, but you can't do that. So it has to be, the minimum is a 1 inch. The depth, the first measurement is the box depth, and that is how deep you want this. So this is 1 inch or more. You can't go less than 1 inch. The next item is the width, and you can make that however wide you want it. And so I needed it at a minimum of 3 inches. 3 inches is too tight, so I had to go up, and 3.5 or 3 1/4 inches puts everything off. It's just crazy. So I found that 3 5/8 inches wide was good for this box. And my box height is 2.5 inches. And then once you get your figures in there, then you press this calculate button, and then it'll tell you the size of your paper, where you make your first punch and where you make your second punch. And then you'll just go around all 4 corners like that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, I am using this paper pad. It's 8.5 by 11. And it has some really cute papers. This is a lightweight paper. So I think I'll pick this sheet. From the Box Buster, it's 7 5/8 inches is what I need my paper. Now that's 7 5/8 inches square. Alright, so now with my envelope punch board, I'm going to do this on the white side so I can see what I'm doing better. So my first punch is at 3 inches. I'll line this up with the 3 inches and then punch, and then I'm going to score. Now there will be a time when I get this going that it's going to be off the paper. Now I have to go 6.5 inches for my next one. So I'm going to put my ruler on the edge of the paper here on this left edge, and then I'm going to scoot it over, paper and all. And what I've done is I've put a piece of tape over here. That is my 6.5 inches. I'm making a whole bunch of these. Okay, so you punch and score, and then you don't have to worry about this anymore. You just follow the score lines. And then you punch, and this is where this is going to go. This is where this is going to go off the page. I still have more page to go on that one. Now I'm going to go to my other score mark. I'm going to punch and score, and then come around here to this score mark. And punch and score. Now, I'm over here where this didn't get all the way down. But you can see the score mark there. See, it's not all the way to the end. So I have to get this lined up as best as I can on this score mark, and what it turns out is that my paper will be right here on this. So I'll just line up this right edge with my tape and punch there, and we're almost done. Now this one is not, I'm going to fall off the edge there on that one, and then I'll go to this one. Okay, so that's all of the scoring. And since I'm doing so many of these, since I have been doing so many of these, and sometimes I don't get that lined in very well, I have found that my corner chomper, the 1/2 inch one, works really good. All right, now what we're going to do on this side, not this side, not these edges, but this side with the wide flap, we're going to cut from here down to that first score line. If you're using double-sided paper, then try to use the side that's not quite so busy, where you can see your score lines. First, I'm going to score on my lines. All right, now what I'm going to do on these flat areas right here on both sides, I'm going to put the 1/8 inch tape. Well, this thing is giving me problems. It's cutting out really bad. It's chewing it up, is what it's doing. And I tried to fix it. Tinfoil, wax paper, several thicknesses of tinfoil and wax paper. I gave it to Joe. He worked on it for a little while. I've got some small files. I worked on those, tried to get the little burrs off. Nothing worked. And then I remembered that I have this old Colossal. And so I'm going to bring you down here to see what I'm doing. This is a really old tool, and it used to be well loved by me. And then, of course, they came out with dies. Here it is. The Colossal comes with a special craft knife. This has a very small blade, which spins. These are 1/4 inch increments. The circle gets 1/4 inch larger. And there are little start and stop areas right here. You see those? You plunge the craft knife down in there, and then you follow the circle, but it has to be straight up and down. You can't tip it sideways or anything. It has to be straight up and down in order for this to work. So there's one side, and then I'll do the other side. Okay, once you get that part done, then you have to snip out where it's held. So just give it a little snip. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up, this side up. I'm going to peel the backing off this tape, and then I'm going to join the box sides together and then press this down right here. Okay, and if you have double-sided paper, then you can put these little flaps on the outside with a glue dot, but I'm just going to tuck it over on the inside, and there's the little box. Can you believe from me a tutorial that's under 20 minutes? All right, I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial on how to use this envelope punch board to make boxes, and check out the CraftyOwl.co.uk or Google Box Buster to get the thing that will help you create your boxes. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, then please go ahead and do so. There's a lot of things coming up. All right, this is Leslie from Message in a Fold, saying now you make something cute and show someone how special they are. Bye!